The embryo mix-ups. This has happened more than once over the past couple of years, and it has to be part of the conversation. A woman in Georgia went through IVF, became pregnant, gave birth to a baby who was not genetically related to her. The clinic had transferred the wrong embryo. She bonded with that baby. She raised him for 5 months, and then she had to hand him over to his biological parents. She said it was the hardest day of her life. A couple in Florida is fighting in court right now after the same thing happened to them in late 2025. They gave birth to a baby who was not theirs, and they still don't know what happened to their own embryo or whether someone else is raising their biological child. These cases aren't not just tragic. They expose something structural. There is no federal requirement for IVF clinics to report embryo mix-ups. None. No agency tracks them. No authority investigates them unless the family files a lawsuit. The existing guidelines around embryo labeling and transfer protocols are recommendations. They're not enforced. So when a mistake happens, the family finds out either in the delivery room or through a DNA test. And then they're on their own to navigate the legal fallout of something the clinic caused. This connects to something I've talked about on the show before and will keep talking about: the history of fertility fraud. Doctors who use their own sperm to inseminate patients without consent. This went on for decades. We know about it now because the children who were conceived are adults with access to home DNA tests, and what they're finding is changing their lives and their understanding of their own identities. More than 50 doctors in the United States have been connected to this kind of fraud. Cases are still emerging. And in most states, for most of those years, it wasn't even a crime. Several states have now criminalized it. There's a federal bill that would do the same nationally, but it hasn't passed yet. The thread running through all of it is that the people who get hurt are the most vulnerable people involved. Intended parents who trusted someone with everything they had, surrogates who were pregnant and alone when an agency disappeared, patients deceived in the most intimate way possible, donor-conceived people piecing together who they are from a DNA kit because no one thought they had the right to know. That is not acceptable. And talking about it is not an attack on the industry. It's how the industry gets better. I also want to say something about surrogate screening because this doesn't get discussed honestly enough. Not every woman who applies to become a surrogate should be a surrogate. That's not a judgment. That's a reality. Carrying a pregnancy for someone is a specific physical, emotional, and psychological commitment, and it is not right for every person at every point in their life. A real screening process exists to figure that out, and when it's working, it protects everyone: the surrogate, the intended parents, and the child.